Good morning. I am in fact still wearing this because I fell asleep in it last night. I did mean to change, but I just straight up fell asleep after watching the first 2 episodes of Percy Jackson. I'll talk more about Percy Jackson later. But right now, we must do the Advent. It's the 20th, meaning that Percy Jackson is out. But it came out last night at like 9 p.m. So after rewatching TASM 2, I think that's Hazelnut. Rewatching TASM 2, I watched Percy Jackson. As I said, I'll tell y'all more about my thoughts later on in the video because I do plan on making an outfit video, but before I do that, I have to wash my hair, dry it, do my makeup, and then get the outfits and then film and everything like that. And so I imagine that's going to take me a very long time. It's 10 o'clock right now. I got up at like 7:30. I don't know why I didn't get out of bed earlier. Anyways, yeah, that's my plan today. I said I was going to do baking today. Scratch that. Reverse it. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow on Thursday. So you'll have that to look forward to see me doing on Friday. Well, there were 3 people in this match. It's a bit crowded. This side bang is crazy, and I'm sorry if it's actually distracting because it's very thick and covering the entire forehead. But it is now time for me to give my thoughts and feelings and opinions and reviews and whatever it is on the Percy Jackson show, because I watched the first 2 episodes last night and they were so good. So let's just get into it. The first episode, amazing. Honestly, okay, one thing that immediately I was like, oh my god, whoa, was when they were in the school and it was like little Percy and they were in that school and the hallways and everything in there. I was like, that's exactly how I pictured the schools. Which is kind of like a weird detail to be like, oh my god, that's exactly how I pictured it. But hey, they even got that right. And all of the performances from every single actor were utter perfection. Rick cooked. He fucking cooked, okay? He did so well. He was like, we're not fucking this up. We're not fucking this one up this time, okay? I'm allowed to swear. I'm not being paid to say any of these things. One of my favorite castings still to this day is I don't know his name, but it's the same actor who played Pimento in Brooklyn Nine-Nine as, I don't know how to pronounce his name in the show. See, this is why I don't talk about Percy Jackson, because this is why I never read it as a kid, because there's so many big words and they're all like Greek, and I'm like, I don't understand that. And I have like borderline dyslexia and ADHD, so like technically I am a demigod, you know what I mean? But like, you know, Jason Mantzoukas as the wine god, the god of wine and fertility. Like, he is such a good casting because, again, knowing him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and seeing him in a bunch of like different roles as well, because he's like all over the place and like in a shit ton of sitcoms. Okay, every single sitcom from the 2010s that you can think of, he's probably in it. But he played Pimento and he was crazy. And when I saw that he was casted as Mr. D, I was like, oh my god, like like that's fucking perfect. And so he is honestly my favorite right now, which kind of sounds stupid, but even in the book I thought he was like really funny. because he just absolutely did not care. He was just drinking his Diet Coke and chilling. And when he's like, Peter Johnson, and he's like, I'm your father, Percy. I am your dad. Can you go over there and get me some wine? I thought that was funny. One of my favorite kind of things about the episode was, or episode 1 specifically, was Sally and Gabe's dynamic being completely different from the book and the movie. In the book and the movie, she's seen as like very, I guess, timid towards him, and is kind of like, she just kind of like does whatever he says because she needs to stay with him, sort of thing, to protect Percy. But in the show, oh my god, she's literally so good. And Gabe is like actually pathetic. He has no say in anything that ever happens. And so I think that is super funny, because when Gabe came in, she was like, Percy and I are going to Montauk. I reserved the cabin. And he's like, whoa, since when? And she's like, since literally when I got off the phone with Yancey. And he's like, what the fuck is Yancey? To school. And then she's like, we're going. I'll get sandwiches on the way home. And hey, if you're gonna be difficult, I'm only getting one sandwich and I'll eat it on the way home so you can't even have a bite. How about that? And he's like, okay, but like, tell them to put hot peppers on the sandwich. I thought that was really funny. And I liked the fact that the dynamic changed between the two of them. That Sally, you know, she clearly wears the pants in the relationship. And he doesn't seem as like creepy and gross and like predatory as in the movie. The movie Gabe creeps me the fuck out, and I hate him. And in the book, I don't like him either. But this one, they put him in like a button-down shirt and gray sweatpants and slider sandals with socks. And you're supposed to be threatened by him? No. Not around here. I have hot chocolate. What else about the first episode? Oh, I love Grover. I think Grover is my second favorite, honestly. Well, no, I would say Grover is like fully my favorite. I think he's just so precious and he's so cute and I love him so much. And he's just Percy's best friend and he's my best friend. And then of course, Walker as, I almost said Peter. Walker as Percy. Every single casting in the show is just like, I'm gonna say, there's never been a more perfect casting. Right? So, the first episode, very good. It goes by very fast. I feel like it's like you can blink and you're onto the next, but I completely understand why they did it and why they cut down a lot of things. Like, there's the one scene with Mrs. Dodds, like, is how you pronounce her name, where she turns into this, like, fucking flying creature. And in the book and in the movie, it's a lot longer. It's a lot more intense. But in the show, it's very short. And I completely understand why, because there's a lot more stuff that they have to get through. And so, I don't mind the pacing. I think the pacing is done pretty well, considering what they're given, you know? Now, episode 2 out of the 2 that we got is my favorite. I just love Camp Half-Blood, and I love seeing the cabins. I love seeing them play Capture the Flag. I loved everything about Camp Half-Blood. And it just, the sets and the costuming, everything is so good. And it's so beautiful. It's so visually stunning. And I'm obsessed with it. When we went into Hermes' cabin, I was like, oh my god, stop. This looks so cozy. I was like, I want to go there. I want to sleep there. The fuck? So, yeah, I really love being able to see Camp Half-Blood and explore it. Because in the movie, they literally don't do that. So, And the capture the flag scene was so good. Well, not just like the scene. I don't know why I can't speak right now. The capture the flag portion was so good. And when Annabeth and Percy first spoke to each other, when he was like, are you
stalking me, Annabeth?
She was like, yes. I love them so much. I literally was like, they don't know it, but they're gonna fall in love. They're literally so cute. They're like this. Oh my god, I love them. And Leah as Annabeth, like, once again, there's nobody that could have played her better. Even though we only have one episode, like, there's just nobody else that could have, like, done it like her. So I'm so happy with all of the castings. Let me just shut up about the castings at this point now. The montage of, like, Luke and Percy trying to figure out what Percy's good at is so funny. When he takes the bow and arrow and I'm like, come on, Katniss Everdeen. And then he just completely biffs it and he's like, should I do that again? No. But put the bow down. And then when he goes in to do the like blacksmith sort of stuff, oh my god, it's so funny. The show is so funny. And it's not funny in like a juvenile way, which I feel like a lot of people were not necessarily worried about, but like people were expecting it to be super like juvenile because I mean the books are, it's 12-year-olds, okay? It's a bunch of 12-year-olds and they're running around doing whatever it is they need to do. But it makes you laugh in like a, oh my god, I can't believe I used to be that age. The one scene that really got me was the capture. It was during Capture the Flag and Annabeth had like just walked off and then people were like, oh my god, do y'all think like Percy's doing okay? Like, what is he doing? And it just cuts to him flossing, like doing the, and it just it's those little things that remind you, it's like, oh my god, he's 12, he's just a kid, he's just a little boy, and it's so cute. I was like, I wonder if that was probably Walker that just started doing that. He's just like do 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 do. That's probably one of my favorite scenes out of the 2 episodes that have come out so far. I just thought it was so fucking funny. I literally had to pause and just be like, oh my god. Because at the same time, I sometimes do that too. If I'm just standing stagnant, I will just start for no fucking reason. I just remember, I'm like, oh my god, doing that flossing thing. That was a thing for a little bit and then I just start doing it. So the girl that plays Clarice, that's how I say it. I don't know if it was said differently in the show, but I say Clarice. She was so good. When her like spear broke and she just went, no! That was so good. Rent was due and she paid it. So that was really good. And I'm just super excited to see everybody else that's going to be introduced into the show. So now that was quite literally all over the place, my final thoughts are just like, it's so good and it's going to be so good. And for anybody that thinks that this show is like just for kids just because children are in it, have we learned nothing from Stranger Things, right? So it's just, oh my god, I close my eyes and it's all I can see. And it's so beautiful. Again, visually stunning. The acting is so good. The characters are just amazing. And I can't wait for the rest of the show. And it makes me so excited for season 2, which is going to be like Sea of Monsters. Because honestly, I really enjoyed reading Sea of Monsters. I don't think it's like a fan favorite, but I really enjoyed reading it. And it makes me so interested and intrigued to find out how they're going to do it. I'm so excited because the movie sucked ass. And so I'm just really excited to see how well they're going to do season 2. Some of the things that I'm most excited for are the Poseidon and Sally flashback. because one thing about me, when I finished reading the first Percy Jackson book, I was literally sobbing because in this is a spoiler if you haven't read the book, when Percy sees Poseidon, goes to Poseidon, and he's just talking about Sally, and it's so beautiful. I literally had to highlight it, and I was like crying because I was like, oh my god, no man has literally, I've never in my life ever seen any like grown man, a god, say things like these. Oh god. So I'm very excited to see a Sally and a Poseidon flashback. That's gonna be just really exciting for me. Excited to see Ares and how that's gonna go. I'm excited to see, weirdly enough, the scene, hopefully it's in the show, where they go to that like mattress place. I forget which god it is that's there. I think it starts with like an E or something. Can't pronounce it for the life of me. Don't ask me to pronounce anything in these books. Don't, because I won't do it and I'll butcher it if I do. The scene, that's like one of the most memorable ones for me, is just they're in that like mattress place. Like it's like a furniture store, a mattress store, and Percy gets like tied to the mattress, which sounds really bad, but it's like he gets like stuck there. And then also at the like St. Louis Arch and stuff. I'm so excited for that. And I'm just excited for the rest of the entire show, honestly. Like, I can't even pinpoint one thing. But if I had to, I would pinpoint the like mattress store one, because I'm very interested to see how that is going to be on screen. But anyways, that is going to conclude today's Vlogmas and this review / just talking about it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part of the show is so far and what you're most excited to see in the show, or hope to see that they're going to like put from the book into the show. And yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Now we'll see you guys tomorrow.